that autumn wind. Shout out to the Raiders, man, we about to win.
I want to wish everyone who subscribes to the Raiders Report a Merry Christmas, Raider Nation. I love y'all very, very much. The only thing that I want for Christmas this year is for y'all to subscribe. And why I say that, the Raiders Report puts a roof over my head. It puts beer in my gut. It puts food on my parents' table. It puts food on my table. It puts clothes on my back. And as long as I keep getting supporters of the Raiders Report, I can continue to do the show. I'll be honest. We had probably one of the lowest subscribing months in a long, long time. And I want to be able to continue to do daily videos. I'm worried that Chat Sports is going to drop me back. And I don't want to start the show off on a bad note. But I love y'all very much. And all I want is for you to click that subscribe button. It helps out a ton. It helps out a ton. Let's go on now to a super chat from my man, Dante Davis Hubbard. What up, my dude? Much love, Mitch, from from PA. I can't read it. Carr to Vegas. Brington? Is that it? Brington? Brighton. New Brighton. Never heard of it, but I am from PA. So if you're from PA, if you live near PA, Dante, if you want to come on the Raiders Report, my man, slide in my DMs at Mitchell Renz 365. Hopefully I can pronounce your city a little bit better in person. Oh, boy. Harry Balls on you. If anybody wants Harry Balls on you for Christmas, type Raider Nation for life. No, hey, man, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to your family. If you guys want to send me some pictures of your guys' Christmas, what you do, I would appreciate that. Christmas Eve, I always spend with my mom. My mom's family, we always have a good time. And then I spend Christmas with my dad's family. Man, we play games. We do all sorts of crazy stuff. I'm in my family's fantasy football championship. I'll let you know if I won or not. Extreme PC Picks says Raider Nation for life. I appreciate you. Michael Silva says, hey, Mitch, just want to say hi from Denver. Go Raiders. Guys, I love you very much. Raider Nation's family, so type it in the comments section. Let's go to Cameron Story. What up, dude? If Carr can't win this crucial game in Denver, do we draft a quarterback, like maybe trading up for Tua or Herbert? I don't want to trade up. I don't want to give up. You're going to trade up to get Tua. You're going to trade up Herbert. If you're going to trade up for Tua, who I hear right now is probably going to go in the top 5 picks, you got to give up both your first-round picks and probably a third-round pick. To get Herbert, you probably have to give up both your second-round or first-round picks. I don't want to give up our picks. Like, our picks that we had, our rookie class was the best in the NFL. Derek Carr is an average quarterback. If you put good players around Derek, he shows that he can play well. Now, don't get me wrong. There's other quarterbacks out there, sure. Derek might not ever be 2015, 2016 MVP Carr, but we're never going to know if we don't surround him with a number 1 wide receiver or some other talent. That's all I'm saying. Let's go to Edward Lewis. Whew. Mitch, if we make the playoffs, can we make a push? Of course. What I'll say to that is go back and look at one of the worst Super Bowl winning teams ever, the New York Giants, when they beat the Patriots. They beat an undefeated Patriots team, a Giants team that went 9-7, a Giants team that had absolutely no business making the playoffs. Heck, go back and look at the Saints, 7-9. That's the Marshawn Lynch, hold my you-know-what touchdown run. They were 7-9. They beat the Saints in New Orleans. All you got to do is win. Because if there is one thing that the NFL proves every single freaking week, any single team can win. So if we make it in, that's all that matters. Now, if you guys are watching the show right now, use #Raiders. Have your questions featured on air. If I don't get to every single one of your questions, my Instagram is below at Mitchell Renz 365. I got a long flight coming up, so I will have time to answer some questions in my DMs, and I would definitely appreciate if I don't get to them all. But make sure that you guys are using #Raiders to have your questions featured on air. Let's go to Robert Jackson. I say trade a 1 back and get a 2nd. So you want a 2nd-round pick. So right now the Raiders have 2 first-round picks, and they have 3 third-round picks, 0 second-round picks. I'm okay with having both of our first-round picks. In fact, that's what I want. I would be more okay with giving up maybe, let's say, 2 third-rounders to maybe slide up to the 2nd to grab a player that we want. That I would much rather have. But in terms of giving up a first to drop back and get a 2nd, you got to be looking for another player. And I don't really know if there's another player out there that I want that bad. Let's go to Raider War Report. Okay, how many Chucky heads does this show have? It's not about doing what's best for Carr. It's about what's doing best for the Raiders. I agree. And hanging on to Derek Carr is what's best for the Raiders right now. It is. If you get rid of Derek Carr, there's not going to be another quarterback in free agency that you can go out and be better. Sure, Teddy Bridgewater's an option, But if you're going to pay Teddy Bridgewater to be a starter, you're probably going to have to pay him in the high 20 millions, 27, 28, which is going to be a lot more than what Derek Carr is going to make next year. Is Teddy Bridgewater that much better than Derek Carr? I'm not sure. I've seen people say, why not trade for Cam Newton? You're going to have to give up extra picks for Cam Newton. Like, hanging on to Derek Carr makes us, this team, the best it can be in 2020. Whether y'all want to hear it or not, it's the truth. You're not just going to pull out some quarterback out of thin air. There's not going to be a quarterback that we're going to be able to draft, I think, in this year's class. Next year's class, that's different. I want to hold on to Derek in 2020. Next year's class to me is a lot better. Minshew is better than Carr, and he's a rookie. Raider War Report, you're wrong. Like, Gardner Minshew has been terrible the last few weeks. Why? Because the NFL figured out who he was. If you honestly think that Gardner Minshew is a better quarterback than Derek Carr, it's mind-blowing to me. How about Carr running the ball more? I'm still for it. How you feel, Mitch? No. I don't want Derek Carr to run the ball more. I don't think it makes sense. Like, I don't think when you have a running back like Josh Jacobs, heck, DeAndre proved that he can do it. Derek gets hurt, I think, a little bit too easily at times. I don't really want that. He can scramble here and there, but I don't want Derek Carr rushing the football. Have the threat once in a while is okay, but to do like maybe like design runs, nah. Nah. So Christmas time, I want to know from everyone who's watching the show. Have you been naughty? Have you been nice? So I got two things for you. So if you want to type naughty, type naughty. If you want to type nice, type nice. Either way, I want to wish every single person watching the Raiders Report a very Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. So let me know in the comments section. Have you been naughty or have you been nice? Michael Silva says nice. Corrupt says both. It's probably the right answer. Very nice. Okay. Naughty or nice? Have you been naughty or have you been nice? If you've been nice, like Timothy Fall Jr., Justin Tolman, I'm going to hook you up with something special from BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. If you want some free money, maybe to help you pay for some of those extra holiday gifts, go to BetDSI, put down $50, you get $60 for free. Bet on the Raiders this week. Bet on the Raiders this week and maybe get some extra money. Either way, if you bet on the Raiders and they lose, you're going to have that extra deposit bonus, but only if you use that promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. BetDSI is the internet's #1 sports book. Go to it, chatsports.com/bet. And for those of you that said you've been naughty, hit me up on my IG at Mitchell Renz 365. Let's go to another comment. I have no idea what this name is, so I'll take a drink. Mitch, you think Josh Jacobs will be the next Bo Jackson? I hope not. I hope Josh Jacobs isn't a great running back that unfortunately has a career-ending injury. Also, I think Bo Jackson is the greatest athlete to ever play professional sports. I think when you think about a running back who is probably the best player in the NFL and that could go play baseball and be an all-star, they don't make people like Bo Jackson. I think Josh Jacobs is an incredible running back. Incredible. He's not Bo Jackson. They don't make Bo Jacksons. There's not been another running back ever to be like a Bo Jackson. I have no problem saying that. Josh is a very talented running back. Josh will be a very good running back for this team for a long time. But he's not Bo Jackson. I love me some Bo. Let's go to, Wakandian? Did I get that right? I always get that wrong. What needs to happen to make the playoffs? It's a very good question. The Raiders won in Week 16, and we needed a bunch of games to go our way in Week 16. They all happened. So the Oakland Raiders, they make the playoffs if we beat the Broncos, if the Browns beat the Bengals, who are favorites in that game, if the Ravens beat the Steelers, who have the best record in the NFL, the Texans beat the Titans, they are favorites in that game, and if the Colts beat the Jags, they are favorites in that game. It sounds weird to me to say that this Raiders team could make the playoffs after being 6-4, after being 6-8. Some people are saying it's a miracle. Hey, I'm all into miracles, man. All into miracles. Let's go to RJ Holcroft. Secondary health woes continue with Mullen's injury today. Is Isaiah Johnson an answer next week? Yeah, I mean, the story of the Raiders season has been injuries. I mean, am I right? But in terms of Isaiah Johnson, when you watch the game, the fact that, Nevin Lawson has not been playing well, the fact that Curtis Riley's still on the football field, Isaiah Johnson, he's a cornerback out of Houston, drafted him in the 4th round. I think the Raiders don't trust him. He's a very, very big cornerback, long, lanky, athletic. But the fact that he's not getting playing time with all these injuries, to me tells me that John Gruden, the Raiders, Paul Gunther, they don't trust Isaiah Johnson, so I don't really anticipate him being on the field much. Let's go to Alex Sandoval. I almost said get a picture, but you have one, so I'll take a drink for that, and I'll take a drink for the Super Chat. Abram across Mullen in the playoffs. Raiders! I'm getting better with my Raiders chant, I think. I've been listening to you guys a little bit more. So Abram's still on IR. I would love to see Jonathan Abram come back. However, I would give it less than one Chucky head, probably about a half a Chucky head. And with Mullen being in the concussion protocol, getting carted off, I don't really know if it's all too likely to have Trayvon Mullen in Week 17. Let's go to D. Harris. What up, D. Harris? Who is our best playmaker, or do we need one? I would say our best playmaker right now is Darren Waller. If Josh Jacobs is healthy, I'll say it's Josh Jacobs. I understand that Waller had what? It was like 4 catches, 37 yards up against the Chargers. Hunter Renfrow had 107 receiving yards, 7 catches. Tyrell Williams had 82 receiving yards. But I think our best playmaker, when fully healthy, it's Josh Jacobs. And I like this question here, so we'll throw it in. Who is the Raiders' best playmaker? I want you guys to comment below. The Raiders Report, we like the interaction. It's not just a one-way conversation. I want to know what y'all think. So, La Layla Show says Hunter Renfrow. Extreme PC Vid says Josh Jacobs. Steven says me. Seeing some Josh Jacobs is in the comments. Who is the Raiders' best playmaker? Seeing a lot of Renfrow, some Josh Jacobs. Darren Waller from Peter. Waller the Baller from Corrupt. Boa Blassie says Darren Waller. Thiago, says Darren Waller. Power Plus says Derek Carr. Interesting. Waller's a baller. Josh Jacobs. Steven says the fans. You know what? I think the fans are amazing, so I'm going to hook up the fans with this deal I got right now with BetDSI. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Who likes the NBA? Type NBA. Who likes the NFL? Type NFL. If you want to bet on NFL, NBA, sports in general, there is one place to do it and one place only. That's at BetDSI. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. I could do a BetDSI read in my sleep. Could do it in my sleep. $50 down, $60 for free. Does anybody else think they could do a BetDSI read? I do BetDSI reads all the time. How about this? If you come meet up with me, I'm going to make you do a BetDSI read if you come on my live show December 26th. I'm going to see if you guys can do it. Bloomsburg, PA, if you're near the 570, I'm going to make some people do the BetDSI read. Let me know if you think you can do it. Let's go to Amador Gonzalez. Get a picture. Should we hire Bill Musgrave since Carr played well under his offense? I've seen this question floated out there before. I'm not really sold on Greg Olsen all too much as a offensive coordinator. I've seen the Bill Musgrave comparison. I've seen the Bill Musgrave rumor. Let me do a little bit more digging on Bill Musgrave, Derek Carr connection. I don't think that they're going to move on from Greg Olsen, though, in 2020. That's all I'm saying. Steven says, beer's on me. Corrupt says, get a pick. Corrupt, cheers to you. Let's go to, oh boy, Esmeralda Casillas. Survey says, I don't know if I got it right. Can we get a chance? Can we get a chance to make it to the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl? Well, I would say our playoff chances are like one Chucky head. Super Bowl is like a freckle. But the fact that we have a chance, it's all that matters. Just got to win this week. Control our own destiny. That's the most important thing. But if you think the Raiders are going to the Super Bowl, see that BetDSI link down there? Go bet some money because Esmeralda, I don't know if you got kids, but if you bet on the Raiders to make the Super Bowl and win it, shit, you might be able to pay their college education. That's all I'm saying. Now, it's Christmas. I love Christmas time. It's probably my favorite holiday. I am so stoked that I get to be home with my family. I haven't seen my mom, my dad in a very, very long time. So I want to know from everyone right now, what's the best Christmas movie? Some people got mad at me to say that I haven't watched a lot of Christmas movies, but I want to know from everyone right now, what's the best Christmas movie? For me, my favorite Christmas movie is The Grinch. I remember watching it with my mom growing up as a kid. It was just the one that I would watch on repeat over and over and over again. So I'm seeing some Home Alones, Fred Claus, Die Hard. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I think it is. I've heard the debate. I do think Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Elf is a good one. The Holiday's a good one. Jingle All the Way, The Christmas Story, Bad Santa. You've probably been naughty. Home Alone. Continue to get those flown in here. What's the best Christmas movie? And again, Raider Nation, Merry Christmas to you and your families. Let's go to eMoney55. Is a defensive pick must in the draft for our first selection, or is a wide receiver more important? I think the way that the Raiders need to do this is you have 2 first-round picks, best available. Best available for your biggest need. The Raiders' 3 biggest needs right now, correct me if I'm wrong, linebacker, wide receiver, and I would say either another player as a cornerback or a safety, depending on what we do with Carl Joseph, LaMarcus Joyner. But for me, I see the wide receivers. I think a player like a T. Higgins, like a Henry Ruggs, like a Laviska Shenault could potentially be there for that second pick. Whereas linebacker, there's certain linebackers that I want the Raiders to get. The only linebacker that I would want the Raiders to actually trade up for is Isaiah Simmons out of Clemson, a player that I absolutely love. Now I'm seeing some safeties. I'm seeing some other things here and there. I'm seeing a cut Joyner. I think what the Raiders need to do is, though, get defense with that first pick, either linebacker or safety. That's just me. Or cornerback. What up, Chris? What do you think about the reports from certain people on TV saying the Raiders are moving on from Carr? I would say that I don't watch TV. It's too expensive. I have YouTube. It's free. And what I would tell anybody that says anything about Carr, watch my videos. Because anytime I talk about Derek Carr, I give it a certain amount of Chucky heads. And for those of you that don't understand what my Chucky heads mean, if I give a rumor 0 Chucky heads, Tucker will tuck that, means it's not going to happen. I talked about Derek Carr being a quarterback in 2020. I give it 4 Chucky heads. Why? Because Derek Carr is going to be the Raiders starting quarterback in 2020 unless there is a very bad injury. Now, Derek has not put up his 2015, 2016 MVP caliber numbers. But Derek also doesn't have a number 1 wide receiver. Derek has had to deal with a lot of moving picks, or a lot of moving players around that offensive line. Derek is a good quarterback. Derek is an average quarterback. Derek will be the Raiders quarterback in 2020. And again, that one's 4 Chucky heads. Believe it, baby. Now, I want everyone to subscribe. I set a goal for myself. I set a goal at Chat Sports to hit 35K subscribers. And I need like 800 by New Year's. I need to get 800 more subscribers by New Year's. So we do daily videos right now at youtube.com/Raiders Report. I'm kind of worried that they're going to take me back to 5 days a week because our subscriber numbers have been down. Our view numbers have been down. So if you like the show, the only thing that I am asking for Christmas is that you hit that subscribe button. Or if you take the link, youtube.com/Raiders Report, and send it to your friends. Send it to as many people as possible because I want to continue to do my show. I love y'all very much. youtube.com/Raiders Report. We're all family. And once again, wish all your families from me a very, very Merry Christmas. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? 4 Chucky heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this. I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.